L'Oreal Infallible. Hey everyone, I'm here to do a quick review and wear test of the new L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation in a Powder. You don't know how many times I have had to say that and not fumble with saying that entire word. I actually received this as a PR sample to try out from Buzz Agent. I was really curious about this product because I haven't really come across with a powder foundation from the drugstore that I actually really like. And as far as some details with the product, it's available at Ulta for $14.99. And you can probably get it from Walmart or Target a little bit cheaper. Right now it's available with 12 shades and it's supposed to be a full coverage, no excess, no transfer, waterproof, sweatproof, and heatproof foundation. That's a lot of claims. And then it's natural matte finish for face, and then formula that feels breathable and weightless on your face. The shade that they sent me is golden beige, which is actually pretty good. I feel like I could go a little bit darker, which is the one step up above this one, but for the most part with my undertone, I have yellow undertones in my skin, I think the shade golden beige worked out perfectly. So for my demo, I applied the foundation on one side of my face using a really big buffer brush. This one is from Japanese. I got it from Marshall's for like $4.99, but this thing is massive and it covers it pretty dense. So I figured this is a perfect tool for powder foundation. This is my go-to when I want like full coverage on a product. So when I applied the product with this brush, I felt like the coverage was so nice and it really buffed the foundation in all over my skin. You can see the before and after, and it just really evened out my complexion. And what's really surprising with applying the product with the brush is that it doesn't look like you have powder foundation on. It just evened out my complexion without making it look too powdery. On the next part of my demo, I used the sponge that came with the product. It's just stored underneath here. And with using the sponge with this powder foundation, you get really full coverage, but I felt like I used so much of the product and I just much prefer the brush because I feel like it really buffed it into the skin and it made it look really seamless on my face. And if you're in a bind and if you just want something that you can carry in your purse that will give you really nice coverage, I think the sponge worked out okay. I just felt like it kind of packed on the product way too heavily on my face with the sponge, and while the powder was more natural looking overall. So as far as the claims with it that it's full coverage, I really do believe that it is really full coverage. And what's really surprising about the product is that it is not powdery at all. So as soon as the product kind of settles on your skin, it just gives the skin such a nice kind of natural luminosity, and it just looks like you have even complexion without looking cakey. So as far as overall coverage, I was really excited about it. As far as the claims with it being heat proof and transfer proof, I did blot my face throughout the day and I felt like some of the product transferred, but not too heavily. I feel like this powder foundation really clinged to my skin really well and it wore really well. The only problem with this foundation as far as wear time is that it just got really luminous. It says it's ideal for all skin types, but I'm really oily and I felt like as it wore on throughout the day, I just got dewier and dewier throughout the day. It's definitely not a problem if you just blot throughout the day, but I felt like I had to blot more than normal for it to look like okay on my skin because I just got really dewy. As far as wear time, at the end of the day, even though I've blotted several times throughout the day, I felt like I still had a good amount of coverage on my face at the end of the day. And for a powder foundation from the drugstore, I'm actually so impressed about this. I was like, it wore so nicely even though it is dewy, so beware if you have oily skin. I think the wear time and the coverage of this powder foundation is so impressive for a drugstore product. So I do highly recommend it. Even if you have a dry skin, I think you could probably try this and just do it sheerly. I feel like it was so nice and fresh on the skin, even though it's a powder foundation, that I do actually really like it and I would recommend it. If you are oily, you are going to get greasy and you're gonna need to blot. So if you don't have a problem with that and if you need something to just carry along with you, they'll give you really good coverage. I think it would make a really nice addition to your makeup bag. So that is pretty much it for this review. I hope you guys found this review helpful. If you have any questions regarding the product, leave them in the comments down below and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. So Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media. I'm on Instagram all the time, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye!